So welcome to BMC Exchange 2019. In this short demonstration, we're going to look at Control M, Jobs as Code with Eclipse. So what are we seeing in the market and who are we seeing adopting Jobs as Code within their organization? Well, typically the developer is the persona that we are seeing targeting Jobs as Code. They have a number of pains as they migrate from a waterfall to an agile way of developing applications. And typically the feedback we get from our customers is that there's a bottleneck as they build their applications quickly, but to deploy them into production becomes a pain and slows down the whole emphasis around CI/CD capabilities. So what is typically the value and the gain that we see from a developer adopting Jobs as Code? Well, we can give him the ability to create his job definitions in a JSON format, which is just an artifact which complements his already CI/CD pipeline with his executables around his program. And at the same time, we can ensure that the delivery of his JSON, his jobs as code, is delivered in a compliant and a governed manner. And also we provide a single point of control for all his changes to his job definitions as he migrates them through his UAT testing and fully into production changes. For the purpose of this very short demo, I have taken on the persona of a developer. In front of you, you can see my Eclipse or my IDE. Other IDEs available, such as Visual Studio and Topaz. My Eclipse screen is broken into what was called a perspective. And in front of you, you can see a number of different panels. On the bottom left-hand side are all my Control M environments that are available to me. So as a developer, I can connect to either a UAT or a development or whatever environments I need to perform my testing. This panel here gives me the ability to connect to my Git repositories and also shows the projects I'm currently working on. For the purpose of this demo, we will pick the Eclipse demo, and here now we can see my JSON code. So in my JSON code, we can see a number of different fields, the job type, for example, application name. So these are all fields that we're very comfortable and familiar with as a Control M user. As a developer, these may be a little bit foreign to them. So we've simplified the way that we describe particular fields. If I wanted to add new fields, it's very easy to do via snippets. So we provide the ability to insert new flows or job types. Or if we want to create a new dependency, we can do that as well very, very simply by using the snippets. Once I've made my changes to my job definitions in JSON format, I can then save them and I can then what we call build them. So from a developer's perspective, to build a JSON file is the same that we would do to validate. For the purpose of this demo, I can actually validate my job changes that I've made, and what we should be able to see on the left hand side or on the right hand side, sorry, is I'm getting an error. So the error is telling me that there's a field missing, and in fact what we're doing here is using Control M Workload Change Manager site validation to actually validate the jobs as code changes. So we're providing the developer a governed and compliant way to make his changes so that when the change is received by the production team, we're going to reduce the effort required to move that change from a non-production environment to a production environment. So Workload Change Manager validation is now telling me that I need to correct my errors, which I can do very simply. I will save that and I will rebuild or revalidate my changes. Once that has been accepted by the Workload Change Manager validation, I can then commit my changes into my CI/CD pipeline, and that's very quickly done from the right hand side. I give a commit message and I commit and push my changes into my GitHub, and this will orchestrate my job changes through the CI/CD pipeline and through the testing phases using Jenkins and effectively into a production readiness environment. Thank you for your time today and enjoy the rest of BMC Exchange.